President Barry Jagdeo says there is need for greater commitment on the part of developed countries to tackle the financial and food crises plaguing the world. The president made these remarks during the official commissioning of the United Nations Food and Agricultural Organization's office at Brickdam this afternoon. Shardalal has more in this report.
Barry Jagdeo says Guyana is not out of the woods in the face of what he describes as the worst ever disaster. He says climate change and the global and financial crises are all interconnected and require equal attention. He notes that if this situation prevails, it can spell out a withdrawal system for those who depend on financial aid from the developed world. According to President Jagdeo, there has been little commitment from these nations to invest in agriculture. As such, he says there is need to get back to basics.
If you want to tackle hunger, if you want to ensure food security, you can't do those two things and at the same time neglect agriculture. At the international level, that is through the flow of overseas development assistance. Within the multilateral financial institutions, agriculture has declined as part of their portfolio, so that has to be reversed too.
The Guyanese leader has also alluded to the impact that climate change has been having on food production. Although adaptation is a costly exercise, he notes that there is urgent need to adopt policies and strategies to facilitate this process.
It will take billions of dollars for a proper adaptation policy to be funded here. Now, if we don't adapt properly, then it will have a devastating impact on our agriculture. If our sea defenses are not fixed, or we don't have properly functioning, maybe gravity float systems rather than pumping water out, if you have increased rainfall and adverse weather pattern, then it's going to affect our agriculture.
However, while the financial crisis can be a major boost for Guyana's agricultural sector, the head of state has expressed concern about the decline in commodity prices. He notes that while Guyana and other countries may be able to produce large amounts of food, incentives may be reduced.
There's a big task ahead of us, and I hope that we just don't take World Food Day as another slogan, that we just relate it in a very practical way, that we take these opportunities that we have for opening the FAO office, and I want to thank you and the Director General for this wonderful gesture. He's been very good to us. He's been a good friend of Ghana, and in all my engagements with him, he's always been very responsive to our needs, and we're very grateful that this office is here and help us in our tasks ahead.
The Guyanese leader has called on global and regional leaders to think outside of the box and act swiftly. The opening of the FAO office coincides with World Food Day, which is being observed under the theme World Food Security, the Challenges of Climate Change and Bioenergy. Reporting for the 6 o'clock news, I'm Shardalal.
A heated debate is brewing on the logo affixed to the Explore Guyana magazine, the country's official tour guide. For many, TAG has been responsible for producing that magazine, but is now accusing the Guyana Tourism Authority of independently launching different publications using the logo. Nicole Telford has the details.
President of the Tourism and Hospitality Association, Renata Chakasang, says in the absence of copyright laws with regard to the use of the tagline, the official tour guide of Guyana, will continue. And private sector members Kit Nascimento and Cathy Hughes said they too will not discontinue its use on the cover of the organization's magazine.
The TAG has had advice, legal advice, and the legal advice is we have every right to continue to use it.
In law, if you have established precedents, and at this point in time, and we've put some on display so you can see, we're looking at 14 years of producing a magazine that has evolved. Nothing has been there hasn't been a similar document in the marketplace for the last 14 years.
However, Tourism Minister Maniram Prashad, in acknowledging the use of the logo, said he had hoped the private sector would have worked with the government in marketing tourism.
The official tourist guide is what the government sanctions as an official tourist guide. That's the official tourist guide. But TAG magazine has played an important role and will continue to play an important role. That will be a good tourist guide also too. Nothing is wrong with that. That will be a good tourist guide. That will be the official private sector tourist guide.
He added that the magazine is an excellent read and that any organization can publish whatever magazine they like as long as it benefits Guyana. Prashad said keen attention must be paid to what is advertised in these magazines. As with the 2007 issue of the Explore Guyana magazine.
The sophisticated nature tourists and adventure tourists, they do not like to see animals in captivity. And I got a lot of calls about that also. Why are we caging up the birds if that's how we're going to expose our birds to tourists? Tourists like to see birds in a natural environment, not in a bird cage.
Minister Prashad explained that the GTA, with its mandate to market Guyana, can also publish magazines. Nicole Telford, NCN, 6 o'clock news.